was hilarious.
The black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
You
funny.
black?
That's pretty funny. I did like that. All right, do this, do this.
We're live, baby.
Yes, we are live in both formats. There we go. All right, there we go. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We appreciate you guys stopping by. Today, we are here to talk about something tragic that happened 20 years ago. Gone but not forgotten, Eddie Guerrero. What was one of your guys' first experiences with Eddie Guerrero? Like, when was the first time you guys feel like you really saw him and like, damn, like he's really, really good?
When he won the cruiserweight title, or when he was holding it in WCW,
Okay.
like when him and Rey Mysterio fought, when Ray wore the purple and black.
Oh yeah, the Halloween Havoc
Forget
match.
what. Yeah, I mean Eddie won and retained the title. Or wait, no, Ray won. It was
Yeah.
like title for mask or something like that.
Yeah,
Ray
yeah.
won.
And Rey Mysterio hit him with the Hurricane Rana and won the match. How about you, Jimmy? I know you're a little bit younger than us, so one of your first experiences with Eddie Guerrero, probably more so towards the WWF, I'd imagine, huh?
Yeah. He wasn't even WWF, it was WWE because I think he
Oh
came
yeah,
in
yep, you're right.
02 or 03, but the first, it was Los Guerreros, and I didn't really care for him. I thought they were just like mid-card tag team. But when he was like main eventing, and that the video I sent today, that WrestleMania 21 with Rey Mysterio, which is no one talks about that one, but that's when they were at their peak, and that's Eddie's last ever WrestleMania. But for me, I knew he was good when they took the belt off Brock Lesnar and gave it to him at No Way Out. I think it was 2004,
Okay,
right before WrestleMania 20.
okay.
I didn't think he was a champion. I never thought he was championship material before that. So that's kind of that's what I recall as my first memory.
Nice, yeah. I'd say
What about you, Bird?
I'd say ECW was probably my first memory of him. Probably a random match against.
You are such a ECW lover.
Well, that's where that's where he
I
started.
love
That's
it.
where him, Jericho, Benoit, a lot of them started there. Actually, WCW is where Paul Heyman plucked a lot of the talent for, or I'm sorry, Eric Bischoff plucked a lot of talent for the cruiserweight division from. So I'd say
I like.
it's got to be a match, maybe like him and Dean Malenko or something like that. When I got to see both of them.
Like when they were younger in WCW in like the mid '90s and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like Jericho, Benoit, Guerrero. These dudes all had, but they all had monster match. These matches would be like a half hour long on Nitro. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like some crazy cruiserweight matches. It's crazy to think they were all cruiserweights back then too.
Right, and how they
Other than
all
Ray.
and all of them literally almost every single one of them, from Rey Mysterio to Benoit to Chris Jericho to Eddie Guerrero to even Dean Malenko was never like a top guy, but he was still up there like with the Radicals when they first came in as like, they were a really big deal at the time. But a lot of them guys that were all cruiserweights, they ended up ascending into the championship scene over time. You know what I mean? And it's like you would have never thought that looking at them back in the 90s, like in 95, 96, 93, 94, in them days, like they were like, they weren't like the biggest guys, but then, as you've seen with like Guerrero and Benoit, them dudes just like they got jacked over time.
I can remember back in 04. I remember it's so funny how in the moment people will complain, and then 10, 20 years goes by and we look back, we're like, oh, it was so good back then. And I remember people thought Benoit and Guerrero were way too small to both be champions at the same time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people complained about it. And now, like, no one would ever, like, there's kids today that share that. It's so spooky, the WrestleMania 20 picture of them hugging.
Dude,
But
Eddie was jacked when he was holding the cruiserweight belt in WCW in like the mid '90s. That dude was ripped for a cruiserweight. What's the weight limit on that, man?
I don't think there
And
was.
what was he in those days? What was he in those days? And when he like opposed to when he passed away, like weight wise. Like I just want to know
he was
what his
huge.
size
He was
was.
huge right before he passed away.
Yeah,
Like he was like
he
I
was
mean
big.
the
I
pictures in the
remember.
thumbnail. He was just so much like he did look like now today he probably wouldn't be a cruiserweight, but back then when he was in the tag team with Chavo Guerrero,
Yeah.
he never looked like he was gonna be outside of like tag team or United States champion, and they
Right.
did a good job of putting him over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy though, because looking at him now, like you said in these pictures, from when he was champion in WWE, he is way bigger than Cody, way bigger than CM
Oh
Punk,
yeah.
way bigger
Oh yeah.
than Seth Rollins, way bigger than a majority of these dudes nowadays. It goes to show. It makes you think though. You know, was there just like everybody roided out and now people are like kind of going away from it a little bit, or they doing? You know what I mean? Like it makes you wonder.
Well, yeah, the Benoit
I
thing
mean,
happened and they banned steroids.
yeah.
That's been a thing for 20 years. I
Yeah.
remember trying to think 08
Sorry, accident.
when the wrestlers started, so like Daniel Bryan, you know, I didn't watch it then, but I remember turning it on and being like, oh wow, like they're letting anyone in the business now. Like I'm
Right.
turning it off, not knowing anything about him.
Right.
But yeah,
Did
I
you
Which.
mean,
like Daniel Bryan?
there's
Did you end
actually
up
a
liking
good
him?
Daniel Bryan. That's not my era. Like that whole like
Yeah.
He was good.
after like I've watched wrestling, obviously the newer stuff from like 2017 and on, but it never felt like my era. It always felt like I was watching
Yeah.
it because it was on, and I was just kind of ripping it apart. But
I
there's a good match between Eddie Guerrero and CM Punk from the Indies on YouTube. I remember watching it like 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So when Eddie still had the mullet when he was like in between WCW and WWE.
Right. Yeah. He was a beast in WCW. They were all so good in WCW. Like, it's like, well, that's where they
Yeah.
learned their characters, learned how to do everything, and then when they got to WWE, it was like they were less flawed. You know, so like when they get to like that main stage of WWE, they come more polished and ready to go. And I think that was a key thing for people like Eddie Guerrero, you know, Rey Mysterio, you know, what's his name, Booker T, and stuff like that. For when they transitioned over to WWE, they were still able to keep themselves in the main event scene.
And that'll bring me to my next point. Let's reflect a little bit now on the ugly evolution of Vicky Guerrero, because I'm talking solid 8 in the early to mid '90s, but then comes the WWE as like a 3 at best. You know,
I don't ever think she was hot,
I don't know
honestly.
what she looked. I didn't know what she looked like. I didn't see her until after Eddie died, and they put her on TV every week.
solid 7-ish, 8-ish, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe you want to pull that up.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. That'd be a great little side clip you could show. Maybe
Yeah.
Vicky then and Vicky now. I like Vicky when Rock was singing to her, when he was singing Eric Clapton to her.
That's funny.
Who was The
All right,
Rock?
well, who's The
You
Rock?
seen Eric Clapton do her? You say Rock?
No, The Rock. You don't remember that when? Oh my God, what was he singing to her? Tears in Heaven, but he was like talking shit to her. He made that
What
remix
year
or
was
whatever. 2000, maybe 10-ish.
Okay, yeah.
The stream just messed up. What?
Who's all? Anyone in the chat? How's
No,
the chat looking?
hold on.
I checked. It looked good on my phone.
The
At least the
stream.
regular stream. I don't know what the vertical one looks like.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Oh no, never mind. None of our cameras are showing.
Just like messed up on me. Give me 1 second. I'll fix it while we're talking. Go ahead. You guys keep talking now.
Hungry. We'll be right back.
Do you guys see that they gave Cena the IC title?
Oh, I
I
know
did
why I did
actually see that
that.
because it was all over.
I see
It's
why
all
I did that,
over
guys.
accident now.
Sorry. That's why I did that.
What are you trying to pull up?
No, no.
Fire.
No, I fixed it. I fixed it. I was just trying to do something.
Oh, there we go. Now we're back.
Yeah, I fixed it. I just actually did some. Sorry about that. So what do you guys think your favorite feud of Eddie Guerrero was?
Ray. For sure.
Rey Mysterio?
That feud was so real that Eddie banged Ray's wife and got down.
Yeah.
Like how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, isn't it crazy that they're using that angle right now?
Yeah.
Like with Ray and Dom? Isn't that
Yeah.
nuts?
I didn't know they're using that
That's
angle right
wild.
now, but that's crazy.
Yeah, they are. It's wild. It's crazy
Mine was
that
like I was
Ray.
watch. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go
And
ahead.
I was watching like when they were tag team champions, and then they faced at WrestleMania 21, and then Ray won, and then Eddie, you could tell, was a little angry, and then he like slowly turned on each other,
Yeah.
and then it just that whole spring and summer they built that feud
Yeah.
for
Yeah, it
so
was a
long.
good feud.
And then that ladder match at SummerSlam was. I remember I legitimately hated Eddie Guerrero, like legitimately as a kid.
What?
Did you?
Oh yeah, like as
I
a
love-
heel, I was
dude.
like, I mean, as the heel, I mean, like I hated his character, which is like, because
Dude,
we
when
like
he-
Mysterio. But when he died, it was like we all,
Yeah. Dude, when China started rolling with him,
Yeah.
dude, that was sweet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well,
Yeah.
the first
That was his
time
first
I
like
ever
storyline, wasn't it?
Yeah,
WWE,
the first
I mean.
time I ever saw, the first time I saw Eddie grab a chair, hit the ground with it, throw it to his opponent, and fall over and win the match on a DQ, I lost my mind, dude.
Right.
Literally lost my mind.
So
You guys are super quiet tonight.
who? No, sorry.
It's the mellow yellow.
I was fixing the stream. I had to fix a few things. It's fixed now. What was your guys's? What? Who do you think out of them four? Because it was. We'll say, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, and Rey Mysterio. Who do you think had the best career out of them four?
Probably Jericho,
Well, Jericho.
but I don't know because Rey
Jericho-
Mysterio is like a
Right.
WWE Hall of Famer.
That's true too.
Jericho and Ray, I mean, plus they've outlived them for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well let's
I
go.
mean, the longevity
Let's
is
say
just-
this. Let's go with this up to the point of
I
when
think
both
that
of them.
Benoit was the best out of all of them.
How about this? Who had the better career up to the point to where them two passed away? Because they passed away right around each other, didn't they?
2 years apart.
Yeah,
Okay. So
Probably Benoit.
okay.
I was a Benoit fan, man. That was
Well,
devastating
Jericho
when he
was so
raised
over
that.
though.
Yeah, Jericho was over the minute he
was
left
the
WCW.
Undisputed. He was the undisputed. He was the he had the highlight reel on Raw on
Right.
Spike TV.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing. That was towards the end though. But back then, I mean, it was because Eddie Guerrero and Benoit both got put over around the same time.
Yeah.
But I would say Eddie Guerrero was the better like champion because he would let his boot come off and
Yeah.
like the matches were more
First
exciting.
AEW champion, first undisputed.
I'll say this. I would say Jericho as
love-
well, because Jericho came in. at a time of WWF when it was white hot with The Rock and Stone Cold, and his first promo was literally against The Rock. So
Yeah, you're
to
right.
come in when when a
He gotta
company
get pushed.
when a company's white hot, to get a push like that from Vince McMahon, I don't know, man. I think it means something. I think it means something seriously. And Vince McMahon, a lot of the time, he didn't take a liking to many of the WCW people at first.
Yeah.
He
But
would
remember,
he would rib them a lot just for the fact that they worked for WCW half the time.
remember though, uh, Jericho was the first big one to come over to WWF. So
Yeah.
I think he came over at the right time, like you said. They were red hot. They gave him a huge push. That whole countdown, the Millennium Countdown,
Yeah.
I mean, you had to just watch every week to see that countdown get closer and
Yep.
wondering who it was. But like, honestly, like Chris Benoit, I don't think that dude ever needed a storyline. I think his wrestling told stories. Like I think that dude was such a good wrestler. Let's not forget he trained in the dungeon.
Well,
True.
that's when these people say like, "Oh, these AEW wrestlers are really good." The only reason I have to disagree with them is because there's people like Benoit and Bret Hart who, like you said, didn't need a storyline, and like their matches were so like emotional
Yeah.
just because it looked so real, and there was these crazy kickouts. It wasn't predictable. There wasn't 5,000 finishers.
Well, don't
They
get
were
it.
just good at psychology.
Don't get it twisted, though. They
Let's
still
not
have good.
forget either.
Hold on. Don't get it twisted. They did have good storylines, though, especially like the Shawn
Oh, they
Michaels,
saying
Bret
they
Hart
didn't need
story.
'em.
No, they didn't need them, but we can't really say that because they always had such good storylines back then. We don't know if they didn't need them or not, really. For example, him and Shawn Michaels, the storylines played
I'm
so
just
much
saying-
emotion into the matches.
We're talking about Benoit. Yeah, I brought up Bret Hart just in terms of
No.
psychology.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. Though, like there was like, who knows though? Like a lot of them, like back in the days, the writers were so much better than they are nowadays. We don't really know if they didn't need storylines or not because most of the storylines were pretty solid.
I'm just saying Benoit could go out there, match number 1 on Nitro in the early and mid 90s and throw down for 25, 30 minutes
Yep.
every fucking week. And I would be down to watch that
Yeah.
over just about anything at that point. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was a real big fan of Benoit's wrestling. So
Yeah, he was
maybe
great.
that's why I like Bret Hart so much as a kid.
Yeah.
It's good wrestling. I liked Owen Hart too. I just thought these dudes were all good wrestlers. They're all Canadian too, which
Yeah.
pains me to say.
The Canucks.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was watching Kurt
Canada.
Angle. Dude, the 2005 SmackDown roster, like before he died, was nuts. Because it was like Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, John Cena, JBL, Eddie Guerrero,
Lesnar.
Rey Mysterio.
Right.
Well, this is after. This is 05. I just remember, it's so crazy how nostalgia changes things.
Yeah.
Because you're
for
always
sure.
like, oh, they don't have this guy anymore. Then they had the draft in June, I think, when Cena went to Raw, Batista came to SmackDown, Kurt Angle went to Raw. That was like the
understand
last great roster.
What was the big draw with Batista? I just never saw it after Evolution. Or I'm sorry, that was Evolution. After Evolution, I never saw it. I just never got the big. I thought that he'd be a great Hall of Fame Intercontinental Champion, but to just give somebody the belt strictly because their physique or something, because that's all I could think of. I
Right.
just didn't think he was great at all.
I wasn't. I never really.
He
I
was
didn't,
over, though.
I didn't really watch it when
was
Batista
over.
wrestled, so I don't really know what he was like too much. I don't know. I don't.
Also, Batista had the greatest theme song ever.
Yeah. But his feud when he left Evolution, because Orton did the same thing before and he was the youngest to win the world title.
Yeah.
But Batista, that feud with Triple H, and then Triple H was like, "You're gonna go to SmackDown." He was like, "Yeah," and they did the thumbs down.
Yeah.
That was like one of the most epic fucking things ever.
Yeah.
So when he came to SmackDown as a kid, I was pumped. But like looking back, it's crazy how Cena had the way better career. I mean, actually, Batista has the way better Hollywood career, I think, than John Cena. Because he's in all these movies. Cena's in some movies too.
I don't know, man.
Batista's in like James Bond, Marvel, all this shit.
Yeah, so is John Cena though. He's Peacemaker.
No, yeah, that's newer. I'm saying the last
Before back in the days.
Because
Yeah.
Cena's been in WWE forever. Batista, I think he came back in 2019 and faced Triple H.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool because it was a throwback, but it wasn't really that good of a match.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, Cena is what, like a 16-time champion or whatever he is now, 17-time.
Yeah, something like that. And he just
not
won.
that I hate when people say that because it's not real. He technically didn't win it 17 times, but he just was around forever, like Hulk Hogan, to the point that people started booing him. And Batista was around up until 08, and then left, and then came back a little bit, and then left.
Yeah.
I like how they got cold feet with turning Cena heel.
Yeah.
Cena heel.
Well,
for
it was
the
a
last
terrible.
run.
It was a terrible heel turn. It was terrible. They completely did everything wrong, and they knew that they did. Like, it made no sense why to take the belt off of Cody, and then put it right back on of him, and it's just the same old Cody. Why not turn Cody heel? Make him like a corporate figure and a dickhead and tell the crowd, like, I'm not doing shit for you guys no more. And it would make his character at least a little bit more exciting and want to watch. But when you've been running the same character for, when did AEW start? 2019? From basically 2019 to 2025, you're the same exact character. Like, bro, it's just getting stale over time.
Especially in two different companies.
Right.
Did Ted DiBiase Jr. pass away? Like a while back, or no?
I don't think so. Didn't they get in trouble, though, for, like, some type of money laundering or some shit?
I thought something happened. I couldn't remember because I was just thinking about Legacy. Dude, that was I wouldn't mind seeing, like, Cody and Randy turn heel.
Yeah.
Like, because those two were good together. I was just thinking, like, I would.
He's still alive.
Seeing.
I just Wikipedia.
I wouldn't mind.
I think they got it. I think he got in, like, some
I
trouble or
wouldn't mind seeing
something.
the US go back. Makes sense. Everybody's got a price.
Yeah. Dude, I loved $1 Million Man as a kid. So great.
The belt was there.
Dude, he was great.
Yeah.
It's like you never understood why he had his own belt. Like, is he the champion or what is he? You know, as a kid, you're like, what the fuck's going on? Why does this dude get his own belt?
He just rich.
And then you just realize, like, he was just a dickhead. He like had the one kid I remember when I was watching. He was bouncing the basketball, and he's like, you bounce it 10 times, I'll give you $50. He bounces it 9 times, and he kicks the basketball out the kid's hand.
Yeah.
Dude, he used to try and get people to come in the ring and just kiss his feet for $20 and shit. Dude, it used to be so funny.
His custom belt, and like Cena's spinner belt before it became the regular championship, which pissed me off. It should have just been Cena's. Yeah. Those are probably the two coolest like custom belts of all the time.
The Smoking Skull belt, dude.
Smoking Skulls.
Yeah, Smoking Skull was cool, but
listen,
remember the Brahma Bull belt?
The Brahma Bull.
Was that used though? Was that used?
No, they never used it. The Smoking Skulls one was. The Smoking Skulls was one. Was, yes.
Well, he had 2 belts. Stone Cold would hold 2 belts. I'm talking like individual belts.
No, he would only
the Cena Gold Spinner, and
he would only hold the Smoking Skulls belt for a little bit.
Yeah, towards the end he only used the Smoking Skull belt.
Because
I used to love that belt. The Rock only used the Brahma Bull belt one time.
Yeah, I don't know if he did at all. You know what other belt I like? I know you guys aren't gonna like it, but in AEW, MJF had a Burberry belt for his AEW championship. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's sweet.
What are some other good belts? Didn't John Cena have like a United States spinner belt?
Yeah, that one was awesome. That one was that was so popular. That was
cool.
Fucking popular when I was a kid.
That one was really cool. Everybody in the chat, how we doing tonight? Appreciate you guys stopping by. What are your guys' memories of Eddie Guerrero? It's kind of what we're talking
Who we
about
got
with
here?
tonight. I don't. It doesn't say who. It just says we got two people in the vertical chat right now. Nobody in the big one. So, who do you guys think has the best eye for talent when it comes to like, we'll say like Jim Ross, Paul Heyman, uh, Jim Cornette, Vince Russo. Um, who else would there be? Who do you guys think has the best eye for talent out of them four guys?
Jim
Definitely
Ross.
Jim,
Yeah,
you
by a
think
long
Jr.
shot.
You don't think Jim?
Russo was a writer. He wasn't a recruiter.
Well, he still had a good eye
Jim
for
Cornette did
talent.
OVW.
Yeah, I think Jim Cornette had a good eye for talent as well, and I think he knew how to utilize talent, and he was a great writer. I think Jim Cornette gets the shit end of the stick. I thought he was really good. I always liked Jim Cornette back
He
in the
was
days.
good for him, but he was too old school, and he didn't. He probably was good up to a point, but
I don't know,
those guys
dude.
didn't like those guys didn't. He didn't like the Attitude Era. He
I-
thought it was too
You know,
extreme.
He might
whose
hold
boy
on.
was JR's?
Oh,
Stone Cold.
oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
dude, JR knows talent, man. Been
Well,
around forever. So he was a referee in the '70s.
yeah. Of course he knows talent, but I mean, Stone Cold was just being a little bit underutilized in WCW. That was his whole fault. They literally capped him off at the U.S. champions position, and they didn't let him elevate any further, which is where he belonged. If he would have stayed in
He had good writing, though. He had good writing.
in WWF,
Oh yeah,
He
so
had-
The Rock.
he had-
Those were guys that were naturally good, so even it didn't really matter. But
they had
they just
decent
had good writing.
they had decent writing in WCW at that time because he was with Paul Heyman.
No,
And
dude.
he was with Paul Heyman and the
Austin
Dangerous.
316.
Oh well, that's just
Austin
different.
316 is just
Well, that's just different. I'm
like
saying
the
his
most-
talent emerged in WCW though, and he really put it on showcase in WWF. Because he started with Paul Heyman and Rick Rude, and so he had Larry Zbyszko. So Stone Cold, he had great mentorship coming up beforehand.
yeah.
I'd say same thing with Eddie Guerrero. I don't know. I'd say Paul Heyman has a really good eye for talent. I mean, look what he built with ECW. He took a bunch of fucking nobodies and literally turned. I don't know. I'd say about 65, 75% of them into stars, if not superstars. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio, Dean Malenko. He's not a superstar, but Rob Van Dam. All these guys.
Back in the days, Dean Malenko used to hold his own.
Yeah, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho was originally a Heyman guy, dude. Paul Heyman was where Stone Cold really built that character. You know what I mean? Like when he got to WCW, he literally told him, he said, just go ahead and talk your shit and air out Eric Bischoff and do whatever you want. And that's where Stone Cold built that dickhead persona in ECW, and then he just elevated it even further with, Austin 316. Because when he first got to WWF, he was the ringmaster, and he had the $1 million belt. He had the $1 million belt, and he feuded with Bret Hart instantly. You know what I mean? And people didn't like him that much just because he was kind of a boring character a little bit, so it made you not want to really gravitate as much towards him. And then when he just cut that promo on Jake the Snake after the King of the Ring, it was over. It was over. Like the people fucking loved him.
Yeah, that was pretty much where the Attitude Era was born. Was that
Yes.
King of the Ring?
Yep.
Promo. I mean,
yeah, that
dude,
DX.
Stone Cold is literally the cornerstone of an entire era of wrestling.
Yeah,
You know,
it's true. It is
Well,
true.
he's the most like Hulk Hogan put the whole thing in the mainstream household,
Yeah, for sure.
made it, WWF a household. But Austin, they still sell Austin 316 at like any shirt ever. Or
Yep.
sorry, any store you go to, they'll have an Austin 316 shirt.
It's true. It's very true. Austin was definitely, he's definitely a staple of the Attitude Era. And there is no Attitude Era without Austin.
No.
Mm-mm.
And he's just a staple for all of pro wrestling. Like people either say Hogan, Austin, or Cena.
Uh-huh.
Like those are three eras. I know The Rock was really good, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Let's also not give credit to Brian Pillman, who that feud with Austin really sparked the Attitude Era. Some people say that that's what really started it, with that whole when Austin or Pillman's got a gun thing. That I think that might have really sparked the Attitude Era right there.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Remember when Stone Cold held Vince hostage?
Yeah.
And then he pulled the trigger in the middle of the ring and it
I
just
said bang. Yeah, that shit was
Hey.
great.
Also, just a shout out to my kids. I just wanted to let them know. 6'7".
That's funny. Don't start that shit though ever again. You'll be fucking back on probation.
Probation sounds like a party to me, dog.
Yeah. Somebody's
What else
laughing
we
in the
got
chat.
left, Bert?
I don't know. just
Uh-oh.
Chilling.
Who's laughing?
I don't know. Somebody's laughing in the chat. It just doing a bunch of laughing emojis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get a name on that.
So,
Who be laughing?
what else you guys want to talk about?
Yes.
Jimmy?
That's Eddie Guerrero
Eddie Guerrero.
years ago.
Oh, it's Gina.
What's the next pay-per-view? Oh, we got a pay-per-view on the 22nd.
What is it? Hi, Gina. Gina. It's Gina.
What up, girl?
So,
Vijiji, what up, girl?
what pay-per-view's on the 22nd?
What is that, Survivor Series?
Oh, I
On
want.
Netflix, I think.
I don't know. None of them are on Netflix. They're all on ESPN for $50.
Yeah, I'll never see another fucking
Yeah.
pay
What?
per view again, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, they're not good, but
Yeah. I could care less. I'm not spending.
that's what got me back into wrestling was I listened to the podcast reviewing the Attitude Era, and they're like, for $10 a month, you can get the networks. And I got the network to watch the old stuff.
Yeah.
And there'd be like a Mania on or something. And I'd be like, oh, let me check it out.
Yeah. Me
Same.
too. Me too. Because I got Peacock on Black Friday the one year, like 4 months for the price of 2. So I'm like, all right,
The network was so much better though, dude, because you could skip through the matches. You could see like where the matches were. There was like it was bookmarked. You didn't have to fast forward the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And there was no ads. Unless it was a show, like a live show.
Yeah, I didn't have the network.
right.
I didn't have the network. I just had Peacock. That's the only thing I had.
I don't think you're allowed to say that on YouTube.
Peacock.
All right, fellas.
All right, you guys want to call it a night then?
I mean, Eddie Guerrero and then WCW and then Stone Cold.
Yeah, we got a lot of in this one. Well, all right, fellas.
What's up? I like your shirt, by the way, Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy's shirt tonight.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Oh hell
I like it.
yeah!
like-
Mudholes.
I like the old school shirts, like from the Attitude Era and even like the Monday Night War era.
I didn't know when I
think
bought
those
this.
shirts
Yeah, I didn't know when I bought this though. This is the shirt CM Punk did the pipe bomb in, like this exact same
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, before we go, let's just talk about how great CM Punk used to be all around.
I don't know.
I,
I didn't watch.
dude, I used to love CM Punk, dude. It was like, dude, I was distraught when he left WWE. Like that,
Um,
I just thought that was so crazy, and that like solidified like the G era. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
the
Yeah.
G era. But yeah, I was in. He was supposed to face Chris Benoit at for the ECW championship. Then Chris Benoit didn't show up because he was dead, so they gave it to Joey or Johnny Nitro or whatever. It's John Morrison, I think they changed his name to. But CM Punk was so good when he was in ECW. I didn't know anything about ROH. I didn't watch it. But he was hot coming out. So the first ECW, they called it the New Breed. We hated him at the time, but there's a lot of
Remember when they did that pay-per-view when they like after they invaded WWE or whatever, and then they
the
did,
one night
like,
stand.
the one night stand at the old fucking
There's two of them.
ECW.
Yeah,
arena?
that's the best. That's the best like pay per view of the 2000s, and it wasn't even WWE. The first one is so good. It just sucked because RVD was hurt that year. Then the second one you had if Cena wins, we riot. RVD versus Cena. Then RVD got both the belts. And I had tickets to Raw, and I was going to see him. And then him and Sabu got popped by the Ohio Highway Patrol. So
Hey,
Edge was the champion or whatever.
I seen a recent picture of Vince McMahon, and he looked pretty good. Like he looked healthy.
He looks like a skunk.
Yeah, he looks like a Disney one.
I swear
Skunk Boy.
I swear I seen a picture of him from like 2 days ago, and he looked like I was like, damn, he actually looks a lot better than he looked within the past recent years.
I was listening to Russo, and he was like, "He looks good, bro."
He looks good, bro.
Well, when he had the mustache, like he looked like the evil version of Walt Disney or something. Like,
Yeah, that was
it
great.
wasn't
I
so
loved
good.
it. I loved Vince.
Vincent Kennedy.
Hey, listen,
McMahon.
imagine if we got.
I tried to start a
Hey.
union. Vince wouldn't let me, so I never came back after that.
Imagine if we got Mustache McMahon in the Attitude Era.
Mustache McMahon.
That's Mr. McMahon.
I would have loved it,
Dude,
bro.
so save that bitch off for sure.
Oh yeah, we would have, instead of Trump having a hair versus hair match, it would have been like a mustache versus hair match.
Stone Cold Steve Austin would have slapped the mustache off
I'm gonna
of Vincent
cha-
Kennedy McMahon.
I'm gonna change my name
I
to.
would have slapped that thing right off his face. Let me tell you.
I'm
Oh, fellas.
gonna change my name to Vincent Mustache McBird.
No, it's Vincent, or wait, what is it? Bird Kennedy
Vincent
McMahon.
Kennedy McBird. Bird Kennedy. You should be Bird Kennedy McBird.
Yeah, Bird Kennedy McDog.
Bird Kennedy McBird. Thomas Kennedy McBird.
You know, that's how we do it.
It sounds like a politician or something.
Yeah.
Thomas Kennedy Bird ran for president in 1832.
I voted for Thomas Kennedy Bird for
I'm
the
not.
mayor of.
I'm not voting for either of them.
I
I'm gonna-
voted for Vin-
I'm gonna change Jimmy's name to Jimmy the Baja Ventura.
Jimmy the Baja.
You know, I was at the grocery store. They had this new thing called Baja Blast. Let me tell you, the flavor in that. I thought, back in the day, you could only get that at Taco Bell. Now you can buy it at the store. I mean, and people say America's evil. I mean, come on.
Down in the Baja.
Jesse Ventura's show, like the conspiracy theories with Jesse Ventura, worst
That's a
fucking
good show.
shows.
I'm
Worst.
shocked they let that on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Because some of the stuff he was talking about was pretty like mainstream. I mean, it was pretty intense for like History
9/11
Channel.
9/11 was an inside job.
That's so funny.
The explosions came from the bottom of the tower.
It was a controlled demolition. That's like the first. That's what woke everybody up. Like I remember back in 2011, the internet. I saw that everywhere on the internet.
Yeah.
That was like the first. Then the Kennedy assassination, everyone's talked about. But that one was pretty. Like I remember seeing that, being like, "What a bunch of fucking idiots."
It's
and
true.
watching a couple videos than being like sold.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. I think that's a solid.
I think it was pretty good. I think we
Yeah.
put in a solid 46 minutes.
We're going to the Baja.
I put in a solid 46 years into the wrestling company, and I got nothing out of it. They won't even put me in the video game.
Yeah, why is that?
He should be in it now because he's not going to be at Saturday Night's Main Event. And I was like, damn it.
No, not no more.
No, he only was on a contract with them for 1 year. He probably doesn't want to work with TKO.
Yeah.
I don't want to work with TKO. These guys, they put Slim Jim ads on the ladders. They have Cinnamon Toast Crunch people dancing. It's supposed to be father versus son, Rey Mysterio, Dominic. They have a Cinnamon Toast Crunch man dancing.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeet.
Mr. Ventura, why don't you send us out tonight?
Well, what he did, I just ramble for like an extra hour. Just
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
Vietnam. Well, you go back to Vietnam.
Uh-huh.
Before we go, just one more thing. You go back to the 70s. No. But yeah, rest in peace. In real talk, rest in. I can't believe Eddie Guerrero. I can't believe it's been 20 years.
20
That's
years,
pretty
dude.
crazy. Like, it feels like it because I was only in 6th grade. So I was, 13 or 14 when he died?
I was an adult.
Or maybe even 12. And that was the first big death for me in the wrestling business that I was actively watching the show because I wasn't watching really. I was too young for Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Mine was Owen Hart.
I
Mine
watched
was
that
Owen Hart.
live. I watched that live.
But Eddie Guerrero was just nuts because, like I said, he was such a good heel that and he was coming around like that Rey Mysterio storyline ended.
Yeah.
But then when he died, it was almost like Michael Jackson, or everyone hated Michael Jackson, then he died and he became, not comparing the two, but
Right.
like when Eddie Guerrero died, dude, they still don't stop talking about it. They still sell his shirts. They have a custom Eddie Guerrero belt you can buy on WWE.com.
That Latino Heat shirt, the one far right on the picture in the upper left corner there.
Yeah.
Dude, that Latino Heat
You remember
shirt.
his Grand Theft Auto shirt?
No.
Oh, it said Latino Heat or something on a patch right here. It was in the Grand Theft Auto italics. Then they had a Grand Theft Auto album artwork on the back of it of him
really?
doing stuff. Yeah, it was like his 2004 or 5 shirt.
That's sweet.
Rest in peace,
Yeah,
Eddie
man.
Guerrero.
Rest in peace.
All right, everybody. I think we're going to end it on that note. Thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us. We will see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.
And one more.